lying on our back.
In the studio.
So if you need to lie a blanket underneath the head, or if you need to use a nice little bolster or a pillow prop underneath the knees. So we're basically starting out in Shavasana, which is kind of nice for a Tuesday. If you need to use the blanket underneath the head. And just settling in, and just one more minute before we begin. So you can just go ahead and lie down, get comfy, begin to relax the body. Enjoy the breathing, the inhales and the exhales. As you begin to connect the inhalations to the exhalations, following the normal rhythm of your breath. And closing the eyes. And just allow yourself to be here on the mat. To release any worries or task lists for this hour. Just to be a part of your practice. I invite you to bring your awareness to your inhalation as you follow it as it comes through the nostrils, pulling it all the way into the back of the throat. Feel the lungs expand, feeling the chest rise. And as you exhale, feeling the chest slightly fall. And the lungs rest. Becoming completely aware of the body as the back touches the mat. You can feel the back, the lower part of the hips, and even the bottom heels of the feet as they secure themselves on the earth. Envisioning this solid foundation, and from our limbs, we envision roots as if they come down through the body and begin to find their way into the earth, connecting you through your breath, through your body. Becoming aware of the relaxation of the body onto the mat. And bringing the awareness to the breath once more as we go from our natural rhythm of breathing into some deep breaths. On your next inhale, begin to pull in the breath a little bit deeper than you normally would. Giving yourself to explore how this breath and this sensation makes you and your body feel. And then gently exhale and release the breath. On your next inhalation, see if you can take the deep breath a little bit deeper than before. Sipping in a few more sips of air. Really pulling the breath a little bit deeper down into the belly. And as you exhale, feel the breath as the belly falls, and you feel the lungs and the chest falling. On the next inhalation, go ahead and breathe in A big, nice, deep breath. As deep as the physical body allows and feels okay to do. And as we continue to breathe deep, if you notice any dizziness or any changing sensation in the body or the head, find your way back to your normal breath or back to a lighter gauge of deep inhalations and exhalations. Continuing to breathe deep, pulling the breath down into the belly. Moving that inhale as we expand the belly, we feel the lungs expand. Sipping it once more, feeling the chest rise. Really feeling the body with prana. Breathing it in. And then very gently as you exhale, feel the chest fall. The lungs come back and relax. And the belly fall back towards the spine. Incorporating our 3-part breath, our Dirga breath, Dirga pranayama. Inhale once more, filling the belly, filling the lungs and the chest. And then when you're ready, gently exhale. Following your own rhythm of your Dirga breath. Maybe you take big inhalations and really long exhalations. Maybe the body is not ready to go that deep today, and that's okay. Allow the breath to be and go where it wants to be and go in the body. Continuing with our 3-part breath, we're now going to incorporate a little bit of breath retention. So as you do the 3-part breath, become aware of the intake of breath by using the counting method. Really count and allow the belly to expand, followed by the lungs and then the rise of the chest. And then hold the breath for the gauge of the count of your inhale. So if you gauge 3 or 4 or 5, that should be the number that the seconds that you hold the breath. And then you exhale that count. So we're going to inhale, breathing in, belly expand, chest rise, really pulling that breath in. Hold the breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, and then slowly exhale for the same amount of counts through the nose. One more time, inhale. Really bringing the breath into the body as much as allowed. Incorporating our breath retention. And then very slowly exhaling through the nose. And on the next inhalation, as you continue to breathe deep, incorporating the breath retention, on your next exhalation, we're going to hold the breath out for the same count as you inhale, hold the breath, exhale, and then holding the breath out of the body for that same count. And as I said, if you're feeling any dizzy, lightheadedness, or change in sensation in the body, very gently just return back to your normal breath. You can still gauge a deep, relaxing breath without the incorporation of deep breath retention or the Dirga breath. And we're going to do one more count. Inhale. Holding the breath. And then gently exhale through the nose, holding the breath out. And then try to hold it out as long as you can. And then when the body is ready has the hunger for breath, Take a nice big inhalation. And then when you exhale, open the mouth and release it out of the mouth. Wow. And then one more, inhale through the nose, really nice and deep. And then whenever you're ready, exhale through the mouth, really opening the mouth and releasing the exhalation. Last one. Inhale nice and deep or as much as the body will allow. Hold the breath really briefly and then exhale. Very nice. If you had a bolster or blanket under your legs, go ahead and push it out to the side. Keep in the eyes, see if you can keep the eyes closed. We're going to start to incorporate body movement with our breath. So on your next inhalation, with the eyes remaining closed, go ahead and lift those arms up over the head, bringing them right out over as you're doing a nice big full body stretch. Almost as if your fingers and your toes are being pulled by opposite sides of the room. Really allowing yourself to feel that stretch. And then as you exhale, releasing it through the mouth, go ahead and rise the arms up and then let them fall back down by the side of the legs. Inhale, bringing the arms back overhead, reaching them back out overhead for a nice stretch. And then as you exhale, bringing those arms back down. One more, inhale. Pulling the breath down into the belly. Feel that prana flowing through all the limbs. And then exhale. Release. On the next inhalation, go ahead and bring that left leg up by your side. Pulling the knee very nice towards the chest. Giving it a nice little hug. Using either our strap or our hand on the outside of the left foot, we're going to bring the left foot up and rise the leg up into a nice figure four. So we're doing a half happy baby variation, is what I like to call it. And we're basically just gently opening the hips. So if this feels too much on your hip, go ahead and just very gently, you can keep the leg down and just hold the leg towards the chest. But this should feel really good. It should feel really mild. Also, if it feels like the foot's too far for the hand to reach, use a nice strap. We're just warming up the body. So no need to overdo or anything. Giving it a nice rock. And then as you exhale, go ahead and lift that left leg, flexing the foot up towards the sky, using our thighs, hands to hold behind the thighs, just very nicely, feeling that leg as it stretches up towards the sky. Go ahead and begin to flex the foot and then point the toe. And then very gently begin to roll the ankle. Maybe go in the opposite direction. And then as you exhale, bring that left knee back down towards the chest. We're going to take our right hand, putting it on the outside of the left knee, and we're going to do a nice supine spinal twist to start off the evening. So I'm going to switch sides and come over here so I can show you on my left side. Since we're just beginning, if this twist is too much on the back, you can incorporate the block to bring the earth up to you. So you want your shoulder blades to remain on the floor. So this is a very nice restorative posture to do when you're warming up the body. It's a nice reclined way to do your nice spinal twist. Following the breath, still being aware of our inhalations and our exhalations. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring that left leg back to center, rolling back onto the back. Hugging the knee in one more time, and then exhale, releasing it to the ground. So now we're going to switch to the right side. We're going to bring the right leg up, hugging it to the chest, giving it a nice little rock back and forth. And getting our strap, or if we're full comfortable with using our hand, we're going to bring our right leg up into a figure four. And we're in what's called a half happy baby variation. So we're just gently opening up that hip. Whatever feels comfortable. And as I said, if this is too much on especially the knee or the hip, go ahead and just keep the leg pulled in nice towards the chest. On your next exhalation, very slowly, push that right leg up towards the sky, flex that right foot, bring the hands behind the thigh, or if you'd like, you can also use your strap. And then as you exhale, point the toe. Inhale, flex the foot. Exhale, point the toe. Inhale, flex the foot. Exhale, one more, point the toe. And then as you inhale, bringing it back down to our nice flex. Go ahead and as you point the toe and flex the foot, point the toe as you roll the foot around at the ankle, and then flex the toes as you're coming around. Just really giving yourself a chance to open up that right ankle. You can even wiggle the toes. Still incorporating our breath. And then whenever you're ready, exhale. Bring the right leg back down towards the chest. And we're gonna go ahead and do the recline twist onto the right side. So if you need blocks, I have mine set up because I love my blocks. And I like to be very kind and gentle to my body, especially when you're starting your practice in the day and warming up. And it's also good to not push the body too if you've been sitting in the chair all day. You don't want to cause any injury. And this should feel good. Yoga is to make us feel good. And the body should still feel nice and relaxed from doing our pranayama breathing. And then whenever you're ready, taking your time, exhale, bringing the right leg back, hugging it in. And then on your next inhalation, go ahead and bring that left knee up towards the chest. Move your blocks out of the way. And then still using our strap if we need it, we're gonna go ahead and bring the legs back up in figure four. And now we're gonna incorporate a full happy baby. So you may notice that your hips feel a little bit more open and you're able to take the full expression. Or if they're still a little stiff, it's okay to keep the knees more in towards the chest and right before the armpits. Or if the hips feel good and you're ready to completely open them, you can pull the legs open, holding by the outside of the foot, and then you can pull those knees down towards the armpits. And then just very gently, keeping the eyes maybe slightly closed. Just exhale. And if this is also too much for you on your knees or on your hips, it's okay to keep the knees in towards the chest. And just, we're incorporating a nice little rock. Very gently. On your next exhalation, go ahead and come back to center, bringing our feet together. We're going to inhale, push our feet both up towards the earth. We're flexing our feet. We're going to inhale, point towards the sky, and then exhale, flex the foot. Inhale, point towards the sky. Exhale, flex the foot. One more. And then on the next exhalation, very gently, we're going to very slowly lower the legs, following your breath. And making sure that your spine is still staying elongated and the back is still firm on the ground. So you want to kind of use your hands, the palm of your hands, to grip the mat to help support and hold the back. And you also want to use your core muscles to help keep the back on the mat. If you feel any discomfort in the lower back, you don't have to slowly lower your feet to the ground. You just very gently inhale, bringing the arms up overhead, nice stretch. And then whenever you're ready, exhale, go ahead and roll over onto the left or the right side into a nice fetal posture. Taking a moment, taking some breaths. Just relax in a nice fetal pose. And whenever you're ready, coming up onto your knees, onto all fours. I'll meet you in a nice table position. Coming into our tabletop pose. We want to make sure that we, if you need a blanket to cushion the knees, keep our knees nice and cozy while we work the rest of our physical body. There's no harm in that. Keeping the hands aligned underneath the shoulders, the knees under the hips. And just taking a moment to check in with the body. Maybe close the eyes and see if you can feel where the body is and where the body needs to be, kind of doing an intuitive alignment. And whenever you're ready, gently following the rhythm of your breath, inhale, we're going to drop the belly. We're going to do some cat-cow variations. And then exhale, rolling the back, tucking the chin to the chest, tucking in the tailbone. Inhale, opening the chest, lowering the belly. Taking our gaze out front into a nice cow pose. And then exhale, rolling up. Inhale, dropping the belly back into cow. And then exhale, rolling up into cat. This time really in your cat, push up. Push up as much as you can through the back without straining the neck or the shoulders. And then as you exhale, bring in our two big toes together. We're going to gently roll back onto our heels into a nice child's pose. Bringing our forehead to the ground. Taking a sip of air. We're going to inhale, rock back up into the table. Tucking the toes very gently. Checking in with our alignment as we notice that the knees are under the hips. We're going to roll into a very slow first downward facing dog of the evening. Pedaling out the feet. Pushing through the palms of the hands. Very nice. Inhale, we're going to drop the knees, come back into table. Inhale, open up the chest into a nice cow. Exhale, roll the back into cat. Bringing our chin to our chest, tuck in our tush. And then as you exhale, coming back into child's pose. On your next inhale, we're going to rise back up into table. Checking in with the alignment, making sure everything feels good. Tucking the toes, pushing back once more. Maybe you notice that the heels float back a little nicer this time. Becomes a little easier. And then exhale, dropping the knees to the ground, tucking the toes. Inhale, dropping the belly into cow. Exhale, rolling the back, tucking the chin into cat. And then inhale, exhale, down to your child's pose. On the next inhalation, rise back up to table. We're going to bring our right foot between our hands. And then we're going to come into a nice low lunge variation with the knee on the floor. So your right knee should be aligned over the right ankle. If this is too much, you can always bring the left knee to align underneath the left hip. It just depends where you are within your practice, and if maybe you want to take this stretch a little bit deeper. And just give it a chance to just open up the hips, breathe in deep. And then on the next inhale, tucking those back toes, we're going to very gently raise the knee off the ground. Go ahead and take one step up with the back left foot. Lower it down into a 45-degree angle, or 90, 45, 90 degrees. Sometimes I do 45, sometimes I do 90. Making sure that our knee is over our ankle. Very slowly, we're going to rise up into Warrior One. And you want to make sure in Warrior One that the knee is aligned over the ankle, and wherever the foot is, the left foot, you want to make sure that it's in line with the front of the heel of the right foot. Hips are square. Inhale, we're going to rise up, opening our chest. Say, hello world, I am here. Feeling the breath. And if you feel the right knee begin to cave in a little, go ahead and engage the thigh and push like you're pushing the knee against the wall, but you don't want the knee to go extend over the ankle. You should be able to just see your big toe. Really feel that Warrior One. On your next exhale, go ahead and bring the hands down towards the heart center. Taking a breath. You can leave the hands here at the heart center or bring them down to the hips. And then exhale, bringing the left foot up to meet the right. Coming into Tadasana pose, our staff pose. Checking in with the right side of the body, closing the eyes for a moment. And the right side you should definitely be able to tell a difference right now between the right and the left. It's okay, I'm going to even you out. It's just really I love the sensation of getting in touch with my body, and especially after doing some stretches, really gauging where my physical body is. Especially after sitting at a desk all day. So I'm going to meet you at the top of my mat once more in Tadasana. So on your next inhalation, we're going to go ahead and we're going to step the right leg back, setting up for Warrior One on the left side. Checking in, making sure that that knee is over the ankle. Making sure that our back foot is aligned with the arch and alignment with the front left, with the left foot back to heel. And then whenever you're ready, inhale, go ahead and raise those arms up. Really allow yourself to feel this posture. So in this posture, if you like to play with different mudras, maybe you like to incorporate prayer mudra, or you can incorporate cactus arms. Whatever is in your practice and feels that you are moved to do, movement's for me medicine. So I allow my body to feel the movement, to really be into the movement. Engaging our breath. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring those hands to heart center. Very gently begin to very nicely hinge forward into the hips, bringing our hands down in front. We're going to place our hands on either side of the left foot, go ahead and take a nice little step back with the right foot. So you're coming into high lunge from warrior one. And then we're going to drop that back right knee on top of the toes. And now we're in a left lunge on our left side. Closing the eyes, checking in with the left side of the body. Really allowing yourself to gauge where you are. If this is too much of an intense stretch, as I said earlier, you can bring the knee closer to the heel of the left foot, like just closer up towards the line under the body. But if a nice deep stretch is in your practice, on the next exhalation, bringing our hands down to the mat. We're going to exhale. Go ahead and bring that left foot behind, bring it back underneath, starting back into our table. So we're returning where we first began. We're going to exhale, touch the toes, gently rock the toes back down to the heels, coming into child's pose. Inhale, rocking back up, back into table. Inhale, dropping the belly, bringing our gaze out to the front into a cow. Exhale, rolling that back. Tucking our chin, coming into cat. Inhale, back to center, coming into table. And on the next inhalation, go ahead and bring that right leg up behind. So we're going into a three-legged table variation. And finding a nice focal point out in front, you want to engage that right thigh. Engage through your core, pushing up through the palms of the hands, making sure that you're pushing up into the shoulders and not slouching into the shoulders. So you should really feel the engagement in the right thigh, also by flexing the right foot. And then if the other variation with balancing table is in your practice, go ahead and inhale, bringing the left hand out in front. So making a nice long line from the tip of the finger all the way to the back of the right foot, bottom of right foot. Allowing your breath to be your anchor, engaging through the core, making sure not to slouch into the posture. And then release that left hand, bringing it down to the floor as you exhale. And then go ahead and sweep that right knee through. We're going to bring it through once more between the hands. And then we're going to bring our left hand on the inside of the left foot. So we're going to open up through a nice twist. Gently raise that right arm up, bringing it up towards the sky. Connecting to the breath, using it as a nice anchor. Very nice. Exhale. Bringing the right foot back through. You're going to go ahead and tuck the left toe. And then as you exhale, bring that right leg through, coming back into your downward facing dog. Pedaling through the feet. Checking in with your breath. So you should now start to become aware of the left side is feeling more open as the right side is as well. So they're starting to feel balanced. And then on your next inhalation, take a nice deep breath, breathe it in. Maybe you rise up on the toes because it feels good. And then exhale, come down into a nice table. Untucking the toes. If wide-legged child's pose is in your practice, you Do that. Now, I always keep my knees aligned underneath my hips because this is a quick flow. And then bring the tush down to the heels. Child's pose. Inhale, back to center, coming back up into our table. Inhale, we're going to drop the belly, coming into cow, gaze out in front. And exhale, pushing our chin into our chest, tucking it, and then tucking our tush. Inhale, come back to center. And then on your next inhalation, go ahead and inhale, bring that left leg up behind you. Flexing the foot. Engaging through the thigh, engaging through the calf muscle, flexing the foot. So if you start to feel any tension or a Charlie horse in the feet, go ahead and release the flex and just do a nice point, or just let it kind of relax. Your feet go through a lot in any given day. Just engage where you are. Making sure to check in with the body. You may notice that you have to make a few adjustments. Pushing up through the palms of the hands into the shoulders. And then whenever you're ready, if balancing table variation is part of your practice, on the next inhale, go ahead and bring the right arm out in front. Left leg is in back. Remember to engage the core. Find your focal point. A few more breaths. Exhale, go ahead and bring that left hand back down to the mat. And as you exhale, bring the left foot between the hands, coming into a nice low lunge, or crescent lunge on the left side. Checking in with the body, noticing that this time when you come into this nice lunge, that you're able to go a little bit deeper in your stretch. If the body's not ready to go deeper, that's okay. You can stay where it feels comfortable and where it feels good. Closing the eyes. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and take the right hand, put it on the inside of the left foot of the arch. And pushing through this right hand, we're going to inhale, really twisting open, opening up the left side of the body. Finding that nice gaze towards the sky, or maybe we look out in front, keeping the head and neck nice and supported. Or maybe we decide to look down, feeling a nice stretch in the shoulder muscle. If you want to take another variation, you can also bring the hand behind. I like to keep my hand up, my arm up. And then exhale, bringing that left hand back down to the mat. Go ahead and tuck that right toe. We're going to raise up the knee. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring that left foot through, bringing it back down to the mat into your downward facing dog. Taking a sip of air, a little bit of a breath, a little bit of a breather. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and exhale. Bring those knees to the mat, coming down into table. We're going to untuck the toes. Inhale into cow. Exhale, rolling that back, tucking the chin to our chest. Coming into a nice cat. Really pushing through the hands, pushing up into the shoulders. Feeling that back as it stretches open. And then as you exhale, bringing the tush towards the heels into a nice child's pose. Inhale, back to center, coming back to our table. And then very slowly, go ahead and Bringing the knees together, we're going to use the support of the body to bring the tush down to the ground. So bringing the tush down to the ground, bringing our legs out in front into a nice staff pose. Dandasana. Wow, it feels good. Just really allow yourself to stretch the feet. Point the toes. Feel the back as it aligns, feeling nice and tall. So we're going to do a cow face variation, except we're not going to do the arms in the cow face variation. We're going to incorporate the movement of the body from the waist down, and then we're going to combine a little bit of a twist. So how I like to get into, you can also call this term in yen, it's called shoelace. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and bring the left leg up, and then go ahead and bring the right leg, grabbing the foot. You're going to bring that right leg around, stepping the left foot over, and then finding where it feels nice. And then basically what we're doing is we're bringing it to where our knees are aligned over one another, making a shoelace. So if this is too uncomfortable, as you're getting used to the practice, you can incorporate a block. You can bring the earth up to you. You can even do this pose in fire leg, like this, so that way you're not putting too much stress on the hips or on the knees. But as long as the tush is on the ground, then that is the goal of this pose. So you can also use your blanket and put up underneath your bottom, which should help raise you up. And if this is too much pressure, you can also just come into a nice, easy seated. So I'm kind of incorporating a little bit of a yen posture with a little bit of twisting. And I've noticed that when I incorporate some nice yen poses that are usually held a lot longer into my Hatha practice, it helps me maintain that relaxation, and it helps me also work through some tough spots in my body. So if you're joining me in the shoelace variation, or if easy seated, whichever works best for you, we're going to inhale, bringing those arms up above, and then as you exhale, bringing them to heart center, really elongating the spine. And then as you exhale, really release the air out from the lungs. Inhale once more, nice and deep. As you inhale, feel the spine elongate, feel yourself growing tall, and as you exhale, pushing into your palms to help hold you steady, help give you some support and some structure in the posture. Exhale, go ahead and twist towards the right. And just twisting to what feels good. So you don't want to put too much pressure. Inhale, back to center. Taking a breath. Inhale, exhale. Really releasing it. Inhale, breathe deep. Elongate the spine, and then exhale towards the left. Very nice, release. Come back to center. Bringing our arms up above. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring them on either side of the body. Very slowly, gently. Grabbing the left leg, we're going to assist it and raise it back up. Bringing our legs, bringing our feet onto either side of our mat. And just doing a nice windshield wiper. Releasing any tension or any stress we may be feeling into the hips. So taking it onto the other side, you can choose to stay in easy seated, or you can join me to do this posture on taking the right leg over top of the left. So as you inhale, you're going to bring that left leg back underneath you. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring it, the right leg over the left. And as I said earlier, you can, so your feet should be out like this, and you should be doing like a nice crisscross applesauce kind of thing. I like to say that. If, like I said, this is too much for your hips, you can incorporate the pillow blanket underneath the bottom, and you can also, you know, you may be here today and that's perfectly fine, and then next week you may notice that you're at a, so your body's going to be in different places at different times, and just allowing ourselves to be okay with that is part of yoga, which I love. There's no wrong way to do yoga. The only wrong way to do yoga is to hurt yourself, and we don't want to hurt yourself, so we don't want to hurt ourselves. So finding where you are. Inhale, bringing our arms up above. Exhale, down into prayer posture. So we're going to start the twist on the left side. We're going to inhale, coming to the left. Inhale up, and then exhale to the left. Release that, come back to center. Taking a breath, inhale. Exhale, really deflate the lungs. Feeling the lungs, feeling the body release all the air. Deep breath in. Fill the belly. And then as you exhale, go ahead and twist towards the right. Inhale back to center, and then exhale, bringing our arms up above. And just allow and to feel the sensation of the arms above. And then on the next exhalation, gently feeling the fingers just go by the side as you release them very subtly back down towards the body. Grabbing our right leg, go ahead and move it out into the front. Bringing our left leg also out into the front. And if you had the blanket or the pillow underneath the bottom, you can go ahead and release it now. We're just going to do a nice windshield wiper. Just release anything you feel, anything sticky in the hips that may have come up during this last pose. Very nice. Coming back into a nice staff pose. Bringing our legs out in front. Long spine. Bringing our hands down to the side. So we're going to very gently, with the fingertips facing towards the bum, we're going to very gently walk them back to where we're at a nice tilt. So you want the hands to be aligned underneath the shoulders. You want to feel that rise in the chest, because then you know you're not slouching and you're really engaging the body. So just feeling how this feels, especially with the hands pointed towards the body, the fingers pointed towards the body. And if this is too much on your wrist, go ahead and turn the hands forward. But if you would like to engage in this really nice wrist stretch, please join me. On the next inhale, we're going to bring the right foot up, followed by the left. So we're getting ready to do a reverse table. So we want to make sure that we're set up, kind of gauge where we are, making sure our feet are a nice length in front. We're going to make sure that our hands are firm, nice and underneath us. And then on the next inhalation, gently pushing through the hands, we're gonna rise up, bring the torso up, making sure that you engage the glutes, making sure that you engage that core. And we're not slouching the shoulders, we're pushing up into the arms and pushing up into the shoulders. Because you don't want any tension or stress on the neck. Just inhale, enjoy, incorporate your breath. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring the bottom down towards the earth. Releasing the hands, bringing the wrists back toward the hands are pointed in the natural direction towards the opposite side of the body. We're going to lower the legs down to the ground. We're going to inhale, bring those arms back up above once more. And then exhale, gently falling forward into a nice seated forward fold. Maybe you grab the toes, grab the big toe. You can use your pointer finger and your thumb to grab it. I like to use it as my anchor line, is what I used to call it. Because what you want to do is you want to hinge at the hips and you want to keep your back nice and flat. So you don't want to slouch. You want to hinge forward at the hips. Really engage and feel the stretch in the legs. Inhale, rise up, move your chest rise. And then as you exhale, see if you're allowed to go a little bit deeper, pulling the elbows down towards the legs, keeping that flat back. Holding for a few breaths. Inhale once more, filling the body with prana, and then exhale, maybe go a little bit deeper. You've been making sure to check in with the posture, check in with the alignment, keeping a nice flat back. Inhale once more, and then as you exhale on the last time, now gently go ahead and roll the back. Maybe you bring the forehead all the way to the legs. This is my favorite thing to do. Take my block, put it right on my shin, bring my forehead, and if this is too far for you, then you can add another one. Bring my forehead to where the brow line is right on the block. And if you gently roll the head, the forehead a little bit back and forth, it feels really good, especially if you have like a sinus headache or if you're having like a tension headache. And you can stay here. Very slowly. Inhale, coming back to center. Releasing any blocks. And then very gently, we're going to use our hands, walking us down. Feeling the back, the vertebrae come, each vertebrae release onto the mat as you lower the back, lowering the spine. Really allow yourself to just roll onto the back. Very nicely, very slowly. That should feel fabulous. Inhale, go ahead and stretch those hands up above. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring the knees in towards the chest, bringing our hands back to our knees. So I like to start a lot of times where we began. So we began in Happy Baby as one of our warm-up poses. So I'd like to take this opportunity to do Happy Baby before we go into Shavasana. If you have another pose that you would like to do in the practice that we didn't visit during this hour, please feel free to explore, and then yeah, I'll meet you in Shavasana whenever you're ready. If you're choosing to go with Happy Baby, go ahead and inhale, bringing our legs up, our feet up towards the sky. grabbing the outside of our feet. And then as you exhale, bringing those knees nice and close to the side of the chest, or you can open them up even deeper and bring them in towards the armpits. So a variation of Happy Baby is, what you can do is you can incorporate your butterfly pose, your bound angle. So if you want to go a little bit deeper, go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together. Using the hands to hold on to the outside of the foot, you're going to very gently lower the heels towards the pelvis, towards your groin, and then you're going to use your forearms to push open the thighs. So this is a nice stretch that you can close your practice with if you choose, if you want something a little bit deeper than Happy Baby. Or if you would like to do Happy Babies. I always like to give options. Very slowly, go ahead and exhale, bringing the knees back to the chest. Giving yourself a nice big hug. And then as you exhale, let that air out of your lungs. And bring the arms up above, taking a nice big stretch. And then I will meet you in your Shavasana. Lying flat on the back. You can choose to stay in the regular Shavasana, or if you'd like to keep some of the hip openers moving, still in your resting pose, you can take the soles of your feet together and do a reclined butterfly pose too as your closing pose. And I always like to recommend, if you'd like the restorative option, a nice supported reclined butterfly pose. Very relaxing. Closing the eyes. Bringing your awareness back to your breath. Back to the stillness. And back to the quiet. Welcome where we once began at the beginning in Shavasana. As we relax in our Shavasana, we invite the awareness of the breath moving within the physical body once more. Bringing our awareness back to the wholeness of the physical body. Becoming aware of the light sensation of the body as you begin to slowly wiggle the fingers, very gently moving them. Very slowly begin to wiggle the toes. Maybe you awaken the fingers and the toes by incorporating a nice opening of the hands and opening of the feet as you feel the toes stretch open and the fingers stretch open. Bringing the awareness back to the chest as you notice the rise and fall with each inhalation and each exhalation. Becoming aware of the earth beneath us, the foundation that holds us steady. Become aware of the legs as they very gently begin to move from side to side as the feet leave the legs in a nice little mini windshield wiper. Maybe you notice that the hips take a nice little rock from side to side. And then whenever you're ready, at your own pace, taking your time, we're still coming back into physical, back into the body, coming back into the body after our wonderful yoga practice. And then gently, when you're ready, exhale, coming on to your left or right side into a fetal posture. Bringing the hands underneath the head. And maybe you keep the eyes closed. Enjoying the sensation and the comfort that you feel in the fetal posture. Staying here for a few more breaths. And then when you feel moved and ready, go ahead and bring the hands onto the ground. Feeling the earth as she supports you, as you push up into a nice seated posture, taking your time. Feeling nice and relaxed. Taking our fingertips and gently begin to tap the legs. Maybe you tap the calves. Begin to tap the forearms. Begin to tap along the body, wherever you feel inclined to move. And just taking a moment to tap. And then whenever you're ready, I'll meet you in our closing easy seated position, or you take half lotus or full lotus, whatever is in your practice. Closing the eyes. Taking a refuge amongst us, a moment amongst us to really appreciate our practice that we have created in our life. Being grateful that wherever we go, our yoga practice goes with us. There is nowhere and no physical world limit to what we can do and where we can take our practice. And the beauty of all of it is there's never a finish line. There's always a journey. a journey of strength, a journey of courage, a journey of self-love and compassion, a journey of community, a journey of oneness. The infinite light in me shines and honors the infinite light within each and every one of you. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide this hour. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. I hope to see you on Friday at 6:30 for Hatha Yoga for Stress Release. If you have any questions after the practice, just let me know. Thank you so much. Bless up. Namaste.
Thank you. Thanks, Amanda.